Hello everyone, this is Valeria Hernandez Diaz, and today, I'm going to be talk about my two cars, so let's get into this video. Alright everyone, now that we're here, let's talk about my fully electric car, which my brown 2023 Lucid Air. This is a large four-door luxury sedan. For the outside, it kinda looks like strategy of the Lucid Air as sometimes with the Tesla model. They actually did a pretty good job at a lot of that. I probably noticed that Lucid said that it's fully electrical, and you can charge batteries, but even if it was powerful, because I love the way how it looks different from the Audi RS e-tron GT, and the Porsche Taycan. And yes, because I love the shape of the exterior and the wheels looks so beautiful when it looks like a shiny Chrysler inside the wheels. And with that being said, let's get into the interior of the Lucid Air. Okay, now that let's how you all love the interior. So, I love the real steering wheel, and we also have Alcantara over here. You have some leather here, it smells like leather. It also got a lot of nice material choices, these are really nice where people can be comfortable feeling it so obvious. This is one of those cars where you'd be happy to drive it, or to be driven in it, because for some people whether they like the Lucid Air or not, and we have this devices for you can use it for music or some sort of anything like this. Pretty cool looking rooftop as we see when you look like we see the sun or the moon before you can even use it for the day or in the night just like people use that for a short period of time. Now let's move on to the back seat and see how it feels. And would you look at that, it has way more room than the Model S, because this is a 6'3" inches driving position, because we have plenty of space here. And you've got a screen here for a heated seat, and these heat very fast that I noticed when it's for winter, and the climate controls, plus, a little storage back here, but this is a nice back seat. The middle back seat, here's an armrest where you can open it, 2 cup holders, a little bit more storage here, but there's no wireless charger, but I'm okay with that. We also have some nice leather stitched seats with really good material. And keep in mind, I am the fan of the back seats experiences, because let me tell this, they give you free space for the back seat and the same amount of space between the wheels as the Model S, like we talked about it earlier. I already experienced the back of the trunk, it has a good amount of space here that you fit a lot of stuff in, but, I would say that this opening of the back is small, almost as a rectangle. I would like to thank you for seeing my Lucid Air, so now let's talk about my purple 2023 McLaren Artura. Alright, this is a 2023 McLaren Artura, and it's a current Formula 1 car you see like this, and had a V6 engine and a hybrid system. I will get started by talking about the design of McLaren Artura. My favorite part of that, is the angle, because I love the rear end on it, especially out this huge deck with the integrated spoiler, and this metal cover for the engine looks cool, and it also has holes in it, which means that when it rains, the engine will get wet, and I like the location of the exhaust pipes as well, but there's no fakery here, this is a McLaren, everything serves a purpose. If you want to spec your car with a bit of carbon fiber, you can go for an NSO upgrade. And then you have a carbon fiber for the rear splitter and the front splitter, and even the door mirrors, because it's obviously added to the cost though. Now moving to the side, you've got 20-inch wheels at the rear, 19s at the front, and you spec the brake calipers in different colors, because of course carbon ceramics come as standard, which is good news on a car with this kind of performance from the side. My favorite part is the flying buttresses. I love this design feature. And I also like this huge air vent here down the side of the car, you've got a radiator in there. This car has a sort of panel, that reminds me a bit like Lotus Emira, and we see this whole exterior of this supercar, because I love the way it looks before it comes to this model, so let's move on to the interior of a McLaren Artura. Here on the inside the Artura like other McLarens I've seen, and it has a brilliant driving position, so you sit nice and low. The pedals and the steering wheel, that all comes up like a perfect place. With these Club Sport seats, which are bucket seats, you can move forwards and backwards, and there is a function to raise and lower them, and when you're raising and lowering it, and it does tilt slightly. So while you do have no ability to change the backrest angle, you can actually alter how upright or how more racing driver you sit. Speaking of which, you can go into this infotainment screen here, and set various driving positions, which is handy depending on how you like to sit depending on what type of driving you're doing. Speaking of which, McLaren's steering wheel, McLaren like to just keep the steering wheel thin, so it's nice to hold, and simple with no buttons on it, and that brings you onto this instrument binnacle here, which moves with the steering wheel, which is the good thing. And on it, there are different controls for the different drive modes, and the different chassis settings, so it seems to be a little bit weird having them on a rocker switches appear, but they feel nice, because they're made out of metal, and when you think about it when you're driving along, you can quickly just dab like that while holding the wheel to change either the powertrain setting or your suspension settings. I like the fact that you have everything what's the McLaren Artura and perfect driving on this infotainment system and digital driver's display, because it's all new for McLaren, because it gives you information, the graphics, and they're very nice looking car and functions. I know you all like to see this, so do I, so moving to the last scene. So this going to be it for today guys, thank you so much for this video. Which car do you prefer better? The Lucid Air, or the McLaren Artura? Let us know in the comments, and check out the rest of his videos, and don't forget to subscribe to Anthony Alvarado GG. So I hope that everyone will have a lot money to become a millionaire or a billionaire. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye everyone.